This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're on location in New York City. I have with me Jim Pekarsky, BioPharmX. It's a publicly traded company, BPMX, on the NYSE. Jim, welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you, Shelley.
It's good to have you. Let's get into it. Let's start with an overview on the company.
Okay, well, we're located in Menlo Park, California, out in the San Francisco Bay Area. And our products are focused on health and wellness, in particular women's health and dermatology. And we've got some very unique and novel products that are addressing acne. For women's health, it's a condition that's common amongst women called fibrocystic breast condition, or in other terms, it's premenstrual breast discomfort. We've launched a product. It's being marketed today. It's called Violet. Our website is violetdaily.com, so I would encourage you to seek it out. And we're actually now very early on in the stage of the company. We're on the shelf at 4,200 outlets nationwide, CVS Vitamin Shop, and now we're launching in grocery chains. And we're also working on a third product category in the aesthetics area, which is a very high growth area in women's and health and wellness.
So you're focused in health and women's health and wellness.
Yes.
That's an enormously large market. Am I correct?
Yes, it is. Very, very large.
So I don't know if I need a product-by-product breakdown, but what are the sizes of these markets?
So and with the Violet product, 1 of 2 women in childbearing years suffer from the condition. So in the U.S., that's 37.5 million women. So if you look at our product and how it's priced on the shelf, that in itself is a $7 billion market opportunity for BioPharmX. In acne medications today, believe it or not, prescription medications in the U.S. is $3.3 billion. Over the counter is 700,000. And we're focused on prescription. The number 1 doctor prescribed is a product called Solodine. Solodine has been around for years. It uses a well-known antibiotic called minocycline, but it's in an oral tablet that has a lot of side effects. What we've done as a company is we've taken that same antibiotic and we've uniquely formulated it and can deliver it as a topical antibiotic through the skin with a very much lower concentration that eliminates the side effects. So there's a lot of kids out there that suffer from acne, and if you talk to a parent, they'll cry on your shoulder because with all the products out there, nothing gets the job done. We've now developed a product that will meet that unmet need.
So you're a biopharma company.
Correct.
So you're not a biotech company and you're not a pharma company. You're the two together, right?
No, that's very good.
Okay, so let's think about this. Is it FDA approved? Does it require FDA approved? Is it nutraceutical? Please explain.
Yes, so it does require FDA approval, but because there's a lot of known predicate to these antibiotics or materials that are our starting sources for formulation, our pathways through the FDA approval are much shorter. So with new discovery in a lot of products, you think, wow, lots of capital, hundreds of millions of dollars need to be raised, and 10 to 20 year FDA cycle. In our case, a typical product like I described can get through the regulatory cycle in more like 3 to 5 years, in more of a price of 10 to 20 million dollars.
So you're quick to market, your grass, your production is local, your market is growing. Where's the downside?
The only downside would be we have products that the market needs, and they need them today. So even when I say shorter pathways, 3 years, a lot of kids could use our acne product today. If I could, I'd stand on a street corner and pass out that acne product, but we do have to get it through the FDA approval process. But stay tuned because, 3 years is not a long time, and these are very disruptive products that will hit the market.
So we're almost done with 2015 by fiscal standards.
Yes.
Talk to me about the end of 2015, going into 2016. What's on the horizon?
Well, for our investors, they look out at BioPharmX over the next 1 to 2 years because we have some very key milestones that will hit as a company. We spent the last 4 years developing a very unique acne product, and we will be in trials, phase 2 trials in Q1 of next year. So we'll have reportable results around the second half of next year on human studies with our acne product. In conjunction, as I just described, Violet has hit the market. We've got a lot of marketing programs to build awareness around that product. So we'll be expanding and announcing more retail outlets around the country. And in addition, our investors will be looking for a revenue ramp that can get quite exciting for the company over the next 2 years. So being a biopharmaceutical company, having a combination of products, one that is currently being marketed, 2 products that are in the FDA pipeline, we're more than just a one-trick pony as a company. We have a multitude of products and a very unique pipeline.
Where's the science from?
It's all internally developed. We're currently, as a company, we have a small team. We're 30 full-time employees, but about 60% of those employees are on the research and development side, and about 70% of those are actually PhDs. So being based out in the Silicon Valley, we have a unique pool of resource to pull from. And as I've described, these are not simple problems to solve, to actually just simply, source a material and formulate and solve a problem like this. But we have a very caliber team out in the Bay Area.
What's your background?
My background is actually finance and operations. I've worked for some large companies. Biorad, spent 13 years with them, spent 5 years over in Europe in general manager positions. But most recently, in my last 10 years, I've raised a lot of capital for companies. And when we started BioPharmX about 4.5 years ago, I set out to build a company here that we could leverage, at least initially through leveraging our network for capital, but more importantly, leveraging the capital markets. So what we did was we raised an initial capital round. We did a reverse merger and got an OTC listing. And just recently, on June 25th, we were able to uplist to the NYSE market, and we rang the opening bell on July 15th.
Let's get your website, if you would.
Yes, so our corporate website is www.biopharmx.com, and our product website for Violet is www.violetdaily.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Pekarsky, BioPharmX. It's a publicly traded company, BPMX, on the NYSE. He rang the bell. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNN Live, coming to you on location in New York City. Jim, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Shelley.